Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here on another video. If it's your first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're not new here, hey developer, how you doing? Today's video is going to be a little bit about what I'm doing to stay aligned and on track during this social distancing / lockdown / I don't know what COVID-19 is all about. If you're interested in watching and hearing a few tips about how I'm managing this season, feel free to keep watching. I wanted to come on today. I know some people reached out to me and were asking, hey Risa, what are you doing to keep productive during this time? And I wanted to just be honest, like, it's hard. It's really hard to stay focused and to plan and to, produce and execute when everything is really up in the air. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, let alone a month from now. So it can be a little bit challenging. And to those of you who feel, a lot of pressure to produce, I get it. I do get it. Like, there is no time like the present. Like, we're never gonna get this much time again. But just acknowledge where you're at. Like, don't try to rush to produce things just because everyone else seems to be doing so, or just because you feel like if you don't, you're going to be left behind. Like, stop all that. I just want to acknowledge for a second that it's hard, okay? And give yourself permission to acknowledge that it's hard. Now, depending on where you're at, you don't want to get too comfortable or complacent just because you're acknowledging the fact that, like, keeping up, the momentum and keeping that energy is difficult, but you just want to pause and allow yourself a moment. The second thing, though, I just want to mention is just a lot of us have a lot more time on our hands right now. And, for some people, yes, they need that, like, what are you not, like, you should be doing whatever you could be doing in this time and in this season. Like, it's the perfect opportunity, yada, 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 yada. And I hear that. I hear it loud and clear, but that's not for everybody. And to be honest, that's not for me. I've never had this much time before, and time is something I've complained about a lot in the past. So instead of trying to, like, execute and, like, push out stuff and, like, try to do the most, I'm actually trying to do a little less. What I am doing the most of is taking this time to really dig deep within myself to figure out, okay, there's a couple of questions that I have not been able to answer over the past few months just because of just, like, the busyness and just the speed that life has been going. So I have time to answer those questions for myself. And that probably sounds like mad simple and, like, not really productive, but I know that getting those answers is what's really gonna set me apart when we come out of this whole thing and I have a clear strategic direction that I'm headed in. Like, I know what I want and I'm going for it. Like, I don't want to do things just because, like, it's what's hot right now and it's what's gonna get, that doesn't allow me to feel authentic. And I'm all about being authentic in my business, in my work, in my relationships, in everything. So yeah, like, my work that I'm doing right now is around one specific question. The question that I'm trying to get my answers to is, what do you want? And it's something I've struggled with. Like, I have not been able to really pinpoint what it is that I want. But especially when you have the privilege of having multiple options, you kind of, like, get overwhelmed because you don't want to make the wrong choice. You don't want to leave a great opportunity behind. You have options, so it's like, ooh, should I go this route? Should I go that route? Or should I stick it out in this lane so that I can get to this next lane? And to be honest, like, I don't want to say there's no wrong answer, but I feel like there's a right answer per se for me. And I don't want to make the wrong choice out of desperation, out of a false sense of urgency, or out of just comparing myself to other people. You know, we fall short to that all the time. I really want to get clarity on what it is that I want, so that when I'm pursuing it, I'm not like distracted or swayed by anything that comes in my path. So I encourage you to think about what are some of the things that you may have not been, you know, clear on, or you might have wanted to like dig deeper. Take time to ask yourself those things. Journal a little bit. And if you're creative, like play, sing, like paint, create while reflecting on those larger questions. And again, I can't stress this enough. Like, when you do that deep self-work, the way you show up on the other side, it's unmatched. Like, there is nothing more powerful than someone who really, really knows exactly who they are. They know exactly what their strengths are. They know exactly what some of their limiting habits or thoughts are. They know exactly how they're going to address them. They know exactly what they're like. There is nothing that can match that. That is someone who is on the verge of becoming the best version of themselves. And I don't know about y'all, but y'all know that my goal, my ultimate goal, is to be the best version of me. And there's no way that I can do that if I'm not really understanding, okay, what's the not so best version of me? What does she look like? What does she do? What does she say? How does she think? Because I'm just gonna keep being the not so best version of myself for my entire life, and like, that's settling in my opinion. And I don't wanna settle, because I always want more. So doing the work now is what's gonna help me to get there. And I'm excited because, you know, I'm not always excited, I ain't gonna lie, because sometimes the things you find out when you do that deep work, it's not so hot. But I'm excited about the outcome. I'm excited about the best version of Teresa. Like, I get chills and goosebumps when I think about the best version of me. So I encourage you, like, some people don't even know what the best version of themselves might look like. Take some time to think about that. Take some time to outline what that looks like. I'm telling you, it's so important, because you get to a point in life where you keep chasing things, and if you're a goal-getter like me, you'll accomplish a lot of those things, but you'll still be unfulfilled. Like, that's whack. Like, that's tiring. Like, to keep crushing it, and you stand back and it's just like, yeah, I did that, but still, that's not what I want. I want to like crush things and look back and say, I did that. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I think the more you understand about yourself, the more you understand about the position that you're starting from, it's how you can identify, okay, what do I need to move forward? What do I need to let go of to move forward? What am I really, really good at that I can use and leverage to move forward? All of those things, yeah, you can shuffle and hustle and bustle, but like, you'll end up at a destination and you'll look at yourself and say, is this where I wanted to get to? And I'm all about like, you know, growing into who you really want to be, the best version of yourself, not the best version that your parents had outlined for you, not the best version that your coaches told you that you should become, becoming your best version of yourself. Like, there's all these what ifs, all these uncertainties, but I want to come to a conclusion that I feel good about, so that when I'm moving forward, regardless of what comes my way, I know that I made that decision for myself, and that's what I thought was best for myself at the time. And I also wanted to share that if you struggle with digging deep, and I get it, because it's not one of those things that you're naturally just good at, you know? Even as a highly self-reflective person, it's actually really, it takes a lot of practice to be able to consistently and persistently keep digging deeper, keep like peeling back the layers to understand, you know, more about myself. So I wanted to just share that I have some resources that I can kind of give you all to like look at if you want to start thinking about like, what are those things that I keep telling myself, you know, that holds me back from, you know, becoming or doing the thing that I think that I should be doing or becoming. Some of those things are like distortions, as we call them. And I've shared it a lot with my clients, and it's always very like enlightening for them to see like, oh wow, like I do that, or I do tell myself these things. And it's just like a starting point so that you can start to undo some of those bad thinking behaviors, or even modify, you know, like modify your approach. At the end of the day, the goal is to be our best selves, and like that goal has not changed. How it manifests, how it, you know, comes about may be different than sometimes how we envision it, but that's the goal, to see ourselves living and breathing and just walking in the best version of ourselves. And that takes work. So I'm so thankful that you took the time to watch this video. I hope that it was encouraging for you, and I just want to hear like, what are you doing during this time to keep on track? Not necessarily to keep yourself busy or keep yourself productive, but how are you staying aligned with who the best version of you is? So share that with me so we can have the conversation going. I'm excited. Don't forget that if you go to DevelopingNoire.com, you can still purchase different merchandise